Hello everybody, welcome to Oxford News This Week. I'm Terry Stiles, and this week we feature a story of honor, remembrance, and recognition here in Oxford Township. We say goodbye to an old friend and treasures are still out there. All that and more, the Oxford News begins right now. So we start this week with drivers in Orion Township should be happy because the closure that they had at Joslyn Road, just south of Silver Bell Road, closed since September 15th, has finally opened. So you can go on through. It's a shortcut to I-75, and also, according to Jim Hughes, the Zilwaukee Bridge opened this week as well. So it'll be easier going up north too. Jim?
Oxford Township is now officially a Purple Heart community. The township is partnering with the Road Commission of Oakland County and the Michigan Department of Transportation to install 6 Purple Heart community signs throughout the area. 2 local veterans, U.S. Army veteran and Purple Heart recipient Darren Hafeli and Vietnam War veteran Chuck Haskin, recently unveiled one of the 30-inch signs, which will be posted along Seymour Lake, Lakeville, and Oakwood Roads, and West Rainier as well. The sign design comes courtesy of the Utica Mayor Gus Calandrino. In addition to those 4 signs, Oxford is working with MDOT to place 2 more signs along M24, one of each at the ends of the township, which will feature a green background that will measure 24 by 30 inches. The Township Board unanimously passed a resolution on June 11th to officially designate Oxford a Purple Heart community. Following the heartfelt request by Hafali, 1996 Oxford graduate who received his Purple Heart back in 2011 after serving in Iraq and Afghanistan. Special thanks going out to North Oakland VFW Post 334 and the Military Order of the Purple Heart, who are splitting the cost of this signage. Gratitude also goes out to the RCOC District 7 Superintendent Gary Allison and Traffic Safety Engineer Andrew Bates for all their guidance and support in that project. Terry?
Oxford Township is mourning the loss of longtime public servant Clara J. Sanderson, who passed away October 3rd at the age of 94. Sanderson serves as township clerk from 1972 to 2008 and helped guide Oxford through major developments, including the creation of township parks, fire stations, water infrastructure, and a new township hall. Her journey in public service began in 1966, working as a deputy to her husband, then treasurer. She later ran for clerk with encouragement from a local homeowners association and held the office for 36 years. Known for her thoughtful decision-making and commitment to the community unity, Clara leaves behind a legacy of leadership, integrity, and deep civic pride. Thank you, Clara, for your helping shape Oxford as we know it today. Jim?
A big congratulations going out to Ron Davis, our former Oxford Township Parks and Rec Director, who was actually inducted into the M Parks Hall of Fame. During a ceremony in Lansing last week, Ron served more than 3 decades in the field, including 27 years right here in Oxford. When he started back in 1995, the township had 2 parks and a few programs. By the time he had retired in 2022, Oxford boasted over 500 acres of public land, 4 parks, a splash pad, a farmer's market, pavilion, and a senior center, and much more. Ron also served president of the M Parks in 2004 and co-founded the M Parks Foundation. His vision turned into vacant land into vibrant spaces and ideas into community staples. Oxford High Quality of Life today is a thanks in part because of that leadership from Mr. Davis. Thank you, sir. Terry?
Oxford Township invites the public to an unveiling of a new historical marker honoring Hilton W. Axford. He's a World War II pilot who flew dangerous missions over the Himalayas during the war. The event did take place Saturday, October 18th at Daniel Axford Elementary School. The bronze plaque was funded by North Oakland VFW Post 334, and the boulder it's mounted on donated by Koenig Materials. The project is in part of the Oxford Historical Marker Program, launched earlier this year by C.J. Carnacchio. The marker honors Axford's service in the U.S. Army Air Forces and his role flying the Hump, a critical supply route from India to China over the eastern Himalayas. This program is a true community effort with help from the local companies, veterans, and township staff. If you'd like to donate or sponsor a marker, which continues throughout the community. Jim?
Oh, it's that spooky time. We should be wearing our Halloween costumes. It's time for tricks, treats, and pumpkins. Oxford Township Parks and Rec hosting the annual Jack-O-Lantern Jamboree this upcoming October 22nd from 6 until 7 o'clock at the Seymour Lake Township Park. Kids 12 and under can enjoy trick or treat street and great pumpkin patch and receive donuts and treats and a pumpkin. Tickets are $10 for residents, $12 for non-residents. Come in costume, bring your camera, and wear comfy walking shoes. Tickets are available now through Parks and Rec on their Facebook page. Well, good stuff there. Halloween. It's hard to believe they just come so fast now. When you're a kid, like you couldn't. I mean, it was like, but now what?
Here it is. It's Halloween already. Didn't we just celebrate 4th of July?
I thought we did. I thought we celebrated our birthdays or something.
And I think the next time we talk, it'll be Thanksgiving.
Probably be next year. Well, let's see you next year. No. So anyways, do you have little ones that you still take out, or do you go to parties or what?
Yeah. So every year, I've never actually been home on Halloween since the 80s.
Okay.
Because my sister has a big...
to-do thing?
Yeah, she does. She serves Sloppy Joe's, and all the kids start there.
What's the address?
Right downtown. She's right there on Mechanic.
Nice
We
to know.
start on Mechanic, and we try to hit all downtown with all the kids. And she has 3 grandsons. I have 3 grandsons, and they're all under the age of 14. So we have fun. And then my niece, who's 19, we all
still goes too?
trick-or-treat. Yep, we all do it.
No, I used to get
It's fun.
upset. I used to get so upset when you have the older ones and they just show up with a
it's so
pillowcase
fun. Yeah.
and they're not dressed up and they're like, just put it in, okay? The procedure is you own it, bring it here, we go, okay?
You bought the candy anyhow, you may as well give it to them.
Yeah, but I mean, the aforementioned story though, that is such a cool
Yeah.
thing that the township does, and that
Yes.
you can bring your little ones. You know it's going to be a safe situation.
Yes,
I mean, hard to believe. I mean, it's like Halloween, then you're right, Thanksgiving, then Christmas, but it just creeps up. I guess it means we're getting
I've
older.
already seen Christmas commercials, which is a bummer.
I saw my first one, and I legitimized it by the very fact that it was a travel commercial from Disney, and they wanted you to get away to come down there for the holidays. So, what was yours?
Plan ahead. It was some kind of tree. You could buy trees. Christmas trees with
there
all
you
the
go.
lights on them and stuff. Make holiday easy this year.
That's
Voila,
that's
there's
the
your
last
treat.
thing. That's the last thing I was going to say. Is that the little ones? I feel so bad for the little ones because if you take a little guy, a young person into either a Home Depot, a Lowe's, or a Menards,
it's all there.
they got the Halloween up and Christmas.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
confusing.
I think when we were growing up, you had that long 3-week stint between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Now these kids got to wait. It's August, and there's now they see Christmas.
And besides that, when we were kids, it would be like one store, Perry's, would have the Halloween, or all the decorations out. It wasn't like every single store,
Right.
like you see it now. You're just inundated. Anyhow, is Dave helping in the news this week?
Yeah, coming up, we kind of took that a little far.
Dave.
It'll be a trick or treat for you and a trick or treat for everybody involved. Dave Kenny's coming up. He has Auto Talk and Science in the News. Terry Stiles, as she is so happy to do this every time, she'll have her last story and we'll close our newscast out. Great to have you along with us. Happy October to you. You're watching Oxford News This Week.
We'll be right back.
Who can you turn to for news you can trust? Your local TV and radio broadcasters. You trust us to keep you safe during times of crisis and to deliver the weather, sports, and entertainment you rely on every day. We bring you the facts you need to make decisions that matter. And as misinformation floods social media, you can trust your local stations to deliver the truth. Text TV to 52886 and tell Congress you rely on your local stations for trusted news.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from Automotive News. In our first story, Ferrari has refreshed its plug-in hybrid range with the new 849 Testarossa sports car, a tribute to the famous original Testarossa model of the 1980s. Ferrari unveiled the new plug-in hybrid, four-wheel drive in Milan, a car which will replace 2019's SF90 Stradale at the top of its range. The new vehicle will also be available in a retractable topped Spider version. Its mid-rear mounted 4-liter, 8-cylinder turbo engine capable of 830 horsepower is coupled with 3 electric motors for a total of 1,050 horsepower, 50 more than the SF90 Stradale. It will be capable of a top speed of over 205 miles per hour, the company said in a statement. The starting price is set at $540,000 for the coupe and $593,350 for the Spider version, with first deliveries to clients scheduled respectively in the second quarter or third quarter of next year, starting with Europe. Deliveries to the U.S. clients are expected to start some 3 months later, at higher prices due to import tariffs. Ferrari, led by CEO Benedetto Vigna, is rolling out new models while also preparing to start next month to showcase its first electric vehicle, part of a 3-stage process culminating in a world premiere next spring. It will break Ferrari's tradition of roaring gasoline engines, though Vigna has reaffirmed the company will continue to make gasoline and plug-in hybrid cars along with EVs. Ferrari in April launched the new hybrid 296 Speciale and its convertible version based on the 2021 Ferrari 296, the house's other PHEV model now approaching the end of its life cycle. A part of its typically aggressive path of new model releases, Ferrari in July also presented the purely gasoline-powered Amalfi coupe, replacing and upgrading the successful 2019 Roma in the entry segment of its range. And in our next story, a recall. Ford Motor Company is recalling about 1.9 million vehicles worldwide due to a rear-view camera causing inverted, distorted, or blank image, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said on September 9th. The recall affects select vehicles from model years 2015 to 2019 of Lincoln MKC, Lincoln Navigator, Mustang, F250, F350, F450, F550, Expedition, Edge, Transit, Transit Connect, Econoline, and Ranger, NHTSA said. The measure covers about 1.45 million vehicles in the U.S., 122,000 in Canada, and around 300,000 in other markets. Ford said it was aware of 44,123 warranty claims worldwide related to the recall issue, as well as 18 related accidents, but no injuries. Dealers will inspect and replace vehicle cameras, the U.S. auto safety regulator said. The automaker in April recalled 160,000 vehicles from the 2015 model year for rear camera failures. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.
Who can you turn to for news you can trust? Your local TV and radio broadcasters. You trust us to keep you safe during times of crisis and to deliver the weather, sports, and entertainment you rely on every day. We bring you the facts you need to make decisions that matter. And as misinformation floods social media, you can trust your local stations to deliver the truth. Text TV to 52886 and tell Congress you rely on your local stations for trusted news.
Welcome back to Oxford News this week. Oh, what a great time for sports, at least in the football arena. The varsity football team, the Wildcats, winning these contests already. Troy Athens, they picked up a win 31-28 this past weekend. Heartland 23-7, they beat Birmingham Groves 24-21, and on an away contest. And again, we thank our Lake Orion TV station for giving us the DVD or the file, beating Lake Orion 41-34. Upcoming games are coming up against North Farmington, and then we also have an away game to finish out the season for Oxford against Macomb, Dakota. Again, that's coming up in just a few weeks, and that should be the end of the football season. Not quite sure where we will end up in the playoffs, but we have definitely seen an improved team on the football field. And girls volleyball, the team continues strong conference play, highlights recent matches against Royal Oak, Berkeley, Avondale, and also other areas. Once again, doing a great job there. Congratulating them. Some upcoming games we're looking for on October 15th versus North Farmington at home. Again, that's the volleyball team. JV boys soccer, the 2025 season concluded with some losses, though. Congratulating Lake Orion in 0-2 on September 25th. And Grand Blanc, they lost there as well. 0-3 on September 15th. Once again, though, still congratulating the soccer team as everybody does a great job out on the field. And in Detroit Tiger news, yes, it's probably going to be the last story till next April. President of Operations Scott Harris signed A.J. Hinch to get our best chances at getting back to the playoffs next year. Now, the big question, will we be able to afford Javier Baez, or will we be able to hold on probably to the best pitcher, Cy Young winner baseball, Tarek Skubal? I know my mom wants the Tigers to keep him. Again, we congratulate the Tigers in making summer go by a little bit faster. Got a little bit slow at the end, but everybody enjoying great baseball. That's sports. Stay tuned on OCTV, as we will definitely be bringing you all the contests like the football games on our weekly broadcast on Spectrum and on ATTUverse. Back in a moment. I know Dave Kenny's got another segment. We have a good story coming up by Terry Stiles for you treasure hunters. Stay there. We're back on Oxford Community Television.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from New Scientist. If you don't exercise for the sake of exercising, doing 5 or 6 vigorous activities, each lasting about 10 seconds or so every day, can make a big difference. A study in the U.S. has found that people who did a total of just over 1 minute of vigorous activity each day were much less likely to die of any cause in the following 6 years than those who did not. Only about 15% of adults exercise regularly, says Emmanuel Stamatakis at the University of Sydney in Australia. The majority of the adult population find it hard, or they're not keen, or they're not able to integrate regular exercise into their day-to-day routine. So Stamatakis and his colleagues have been exploring the health benefits of incidental exercise people get, such as walking up a steep hill, playing energetically with children, or carrying heavy loads. They did this by getting people who are already taking part in large health studies to wear monitors for 1 week to assess their normal activity levels, and then looking at their risk of dying in the following years. In 2023, the researchers reported results from tens of thousands of people taking part in the UK Biobank study. They found that those who did around 4.4 minutes of vigorous activities a day were 38% less likely to die of any cause in the following 7 or 8 years than those who did none. Now the team has reported the results from 3,300 people taking part in the NHANES study in the US, who were generally less fit than those in the Biobank study. There are a lot more overweight and obese on average, and they do much less physical activities, said Stamatakis. In this group, just 1.1 minutes of vigorous activity a day was required to lower the risk of dying of any cause in the following 6 years by 38%. This means 1.1 minutes in this less fit US group produced the same relative improvement as 4.4 minutes in the fitter UK group, but it doesn't mean they reach the same level of health. The participants in the US study generally had a lower level of fitness to start off with, so their overall risk of dying of any cause was still higher. The authors suggest that this may reflect a more inactive, higher risk population deriving greater benefit from small amounts of vigorous activity, says Carlos Celis Morales at the University of Glasgow in the UK. This is what we call a ceiling effect. In people with high fitness levels, there is less room for improvement, while in inactive individuals with likely low fitness, the scope for improvement is larger. The results also add to the evidence that small amounts of vigorous incidental exercise can have big benefits. But this hasn't yet been established beyond doubt, cautions Stamatakis. Logically, it does make sense that it could have health benefits, he says, but with this type of study, you can never prove causation. His team is now planning further studies that can provide stronger evidence that the health benefits seen really are the result of doing more incidental exercise. The long-term aim is to find ways to increase the amount of exercise people get while doing everyday activities. We will hopefully one day be able to intervene to assist people to increase their incidental activity without having to go to gyms, he says. Well, that's it for this edition of Science in the News. Get out there and walk some. I'm Dave Kenny.
In today's digital world, it's hard to know who to trust. Your local TV and radio stations bring you the facts. Misinformation and deep fakes flood social media, but broadcasters deliver verified and accurate news. For news, emergency updates, sports, and entertainment, turn to your local stations. Text TV to 52886 and urge Congress to support the vital local journalism broadcasters provide.
Well, it's becoming more and more popular these days, treasure hunting. Hitting all the resale shops, looking for treasure, all the flea markets, and this is a real-life treasure hunt story that sounds more like a movie plot than real life. A small golden egg purchased at a Midwestern flea market turned out to be one of the most sought-after treasures, and it's worth tens of millions of dollars. A Midwest scrap metal detector made a shocking discovery after buying a small golden egg at a flea market, planning to melt it down. But the egg contained a tiny Vacheron Constantin watch. Googling the name of the watch told the man he might have one of the missing Imperial Fabergé eggs made for the Russian Tsars. Turns out he did. It was the third Imperial Fabergé egg, originally commissioned in 1887 by Emperor Alexander III of Russia as an Easter gift to his wife, Empress Maria Fedorov, formerly known as Dagmar of Denmark, and it had last been seen in public in 1902 and then lost for nearly a century. Eventually, after its authenticity was confirmed by London dealers Wartowski, it was sold privately to an undisclosed collector in 2014. The sale price was not publicly disclosed, though experts estimate its value to be $33 million. And it was later put on display in a London gallery, its first appearance in over 100 years. Sometimes one man's scrap is truly another's royal treasure. Isn't that something?
I know you're a big, I know you go to a lot of the thrift shops and you're saying right now, I mean, now the thrift shops are seeing a lot of traffic because of all these tariffs for the cheaper clothing.
Sure, yeah.
And they say that that's the place to go. I mean, you've been going for years, I know that.
I have, for probably 20, 30 years I've been going. I love finding treasure. And it's true. I hit all the Salvation Armies, Goodwills, resale shops,
Yeah.
treasure shops, and it's always busy. It doesn't matter what time of day you go, there's always tons of people in there.
And it's a good deal. You can pick. I mean, I doubt you're going to get the deal that you had in the egg, but I mean.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, that's.
I've
I can't
had some
believe
pretty-
that.
I bought a purse one time that had diamond and ruby earrings in it.
Nice.
And there's a painting, or not a painting, I think I've talked about this before, a Hmong story cloth that I bought for like $8. And a guy offered me $125 30 years ago. And I happened to see one very similar hanging in the DIA.
Really?
So yeah, I mean, there's stuff out there. One of my saddest stories is my mother was quite sick. I was taking care of her, and she wouldn't eat. And the doctor said, get red plates. It increases the appetite. So I went to the Goodwill, and I had like $2 to my name, found the plate. It was $1.50. And I also found this beautiful vase. It was like a soapstone, and it had a beautiful carving in it, and it had the name of Maria on the bottom.
Oh, wow.
Like, oh, that's pretty. Well, it turned out I watched Antique Roadshow that Sunday, and that woman invented that type of carving.
Oh, wow.
And the vase was worth $2,000. I didn't buy it because all I had was $1.50.
Did you go back?
I went back the next
was
day and it
gone?
was gone, and I'm sure the person that has it
Saw
has
Antique
no
Roadshow.
idea what they have. I know. But
Oh,
it's fun. It's fun looking for treasure. It's just
Now,
a day out.
one last thing, you said you found the earrings or the earrings in the purse or something. Now, I bought a lapel or two from because my size didn't go down, I was going up, and I bought a lapel or a coat, and I looked in the front pocket and there was $10. Now,
Oh, nice.
I always feel compelled. Like I go, do I go back and give it
I
to
know.
them, or do I just as a
You already
gain?
purchased it. That was my frame of mind.
Yeah, so I don't look at the
purchased
pockets
this.
until I get home. Okay, that way
Yeah.
it keeps me from going
Well, I
back.
think the people that work at those stores are wising up a little bit and finding
would-
stuff in the pockets. I did buy a book one time, and it had a $20 bill in it.
Dang.
So, but I shop a lot. I mean, I shop at those stores a lot. I don't like going to the mall.
I know we're going a little bit long here.
Yeah,
but
sorry.
she did say book. So as we get to the segment that we haven't really talked about a lot, because it's good to have you back in the set.
Yeah.
What book are we reading? What book are we listening
It's
to?
called All the Light We Cannot See, and it's about World War II, which I'm not really
Familiar
fond of reading
Right.
about, but it's about two children, one in France and one in Germany.
Oh, wow.
And you can tell that somehow they're going to meet up. And I'm new into the book. It's
What's it called
chapter
again?
10, All the Light We Cannot See.
All the
And
Light We
it's
Cannot
been
See.
recommended to me, number one, by a friend of mine who's blind, but also my sister. So I definitely.
And that's a book on you would listen to, or do you read it?
I listen to it. I always
Right,
listen to
she's
Libby.
a big consumer on
Libby
that.
from the library.
Very cool. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up, and we are going to say, hey, great to have you along with us this October. Hopefully, you'll stay safe through the upcoming holidays. Again, we're going to be back here to talk to you anyway. Oxford Community Television is right here, always for you. If you'd like to maybe be a volunteer, maybe be a sponsor, contact our office. It's so easy to do. 248-628-9658. You can ask for Dave or even Terry. And again, if you'd like to be a volunteer or sponsor any one of our programs. We're on many, many, many platforms. I know ATT Uverse is one. I also know that the Spectrum Charter 191, Roku, the Amazon Fire Stick. Am I missing one?
Facebook.
And we're always on Facebook. Once again, great to have you guys all chiming in on our football broadcasts on Friday nights. Good that Oxford's been winning, and we've been getting a lot of streaming opportunity there. Anyways, for everybody here at OCTV, I want to thank Kyle Snates for our doing everything behind the scenes, our writer extraordinaire who's very busy, Allison Miller, for station manager Terry Stiles, yours truly, Jim Hughes, saying I hope you can join us again when all of us will sit back and we'll take a look at Oxford News this week.
Bye.